From the KATC Weather Lab, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, the late summer heat continues now into the latter part of September. We get closer to October, a little bit more comfortable, but not much cooler as we head into this weekend and next week. We're going to be pretty much where we are right now, still watching the tropics, although we'll probably be done with Lee and Maria. Is there a Nate in the future? We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit. First off, though, as we take a look at what's happening across the Bayou State this afternoon, a little bit of an easterly wind, partly cloudy skies, and a few dots out there showing up as very small showers that will be diminishing shortly as we lose that daytime heating factor, picking up on a few very light showers along the I-49 corridor up into southern St. Landry Parish as we go by the Bunkie area, and then a few other showers north and west of Livonia as we get into Point Coupee Parish, and then a few isolated showers showing up across portions of Iberia and lower St. Martin in the swamp. Most of us going to be dry, and these showers will be diminishing, and I do expect fair skies later on tonight. So about an hour, 20 minutes from now or so, set your alarm on your phone so you can check out the International Space Station. Looks like a bright star moving across the eye, but you got to remember it's moving at 17,150 miles an hour, or covering 4.6 miles in 1 second. So it's moving across. It disappears in the northeastern sky as it goes behind the Earth's shadow. So that's how we can see it. The sun is illuminating it, and then it goes behind the shadow, and then it disappears. Got 3 or 4 minutes, and the max angle is about 48 degrees, so pretty high in the sky. Look toward the west, and then it'll be moving nearly overhead in about 2 minutes after you spot it. Here's the big picture. We do have some high clouds off to the west of us, but they should stay there, so that's why we think the visibility is going to be good. Big heavy storm, South Texas, lower Rio Grande Valley. It's going to stay wet over there. It's going to stay unsettled in the Caribbean, but nothing organized right now. Meanwhile, we continue to watch Maria, now finally a tropical storm, but a lopsided storm. Center of the circulation is right about here, so a lot of dry air, but wind and 2 to 4 foot storm surge over the outer banks of North Carolina. And then we go off to the east, and it's the microcane that could. This is Hurricane Lee that made a comeback, was really just a tropical disturbance for days. Now it's a potent Category 2 storm, 110 mile per hour winds, and could go Cat 3 briefly overnight tonight through tomorrow morning. So there's Lee with 110 mile per hour winds, a Cat 2, and here's the center of circulation with Maria. Again, still moving very slowly, so tropical storm conditions, outer banks of the Carolinas through tomorrow. But as we get down the road into Thursday, that system moving out to sea and following Hurricane Lee's path down the line. So as we take a look at the wind fields, this kind of shows it quite clearly. The winds battering portions of the east and northeast with high swells and surf. Here's Lee moving and making way for Maria to follow the same path down the line. Then it should be quiet as we get into the weekend, but we're going to be watching the Caribbean. Both the GFS and the European model indicate a broad area of low pressure, lower than normal pressures down here, and then maybe is slowly advancing northward. Got to remember, this is just one model projection, but we're not done with tropical season yet, and we could see something developing as we get into the latter part of the first week of October and maybe continuing into the second week of October. Near term, we're fair to partly cloudy skies with some fog by morning. Once again, partly cloudy at lunchtime, few spotty showers tomorrow afternoon. And as we head into Thursday, we'll be watching that frontal boundary. Still quite hot. In fact, we may be a few degrees hotter Thursday before that front moves in. We'd like to say cooler, but we're just going to say breezy and not as humid as we get into Friday, into the weekend. Feeling a little bit better, though. 71 the low tonight with that fog developing by morning. That fog burns off quickly. The heat stays on. 90 or 91 the high tomorrow. Just a few brief showers at 20% for tomorrow afternoon. Not much of a wind. 93 Thursday. Here we go behind the front, down to 89. Whoop-de-doo. Mid-60s, though, as we go into the weekend for nighttime lows, so that's going to feel better. And we could see showers returning as early as Sunday, and humidity returning going into next week with daytime highs. I didn't want to put 90, so we'll just stick with 89s
nice.
Going into next week for now. And it looks relatively dry, but we'll probably be still watching the tropics.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
5 shootings.